Hi everyone, I'm AussieJTV and we are back with some Ampguard. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, I've had a bit of a nightmare today. I've only been having this YouTube channel for less than a week, but already I have just recorded one whole session of Ampguard with my screen region not captured, so I only had my webcam on and my sound. And then when I realised I restarted, I loaded it up, launched it, and then immediately died. So let's start again. I've learned a lot more about the AMP system, so hopefully I can do a bit more explaining in this game about how to make everything work, which will be good. So I'm paying a bit more attention to these talismans now because I've worked out a lot to do with them. Just so for everyone works out, what you can see here is where you've got the talisman at the bottom of this tooltip, you can see there's 4 white circles on both the left and the right of the talisman. That actually indicates what skills are going to get amped up when you cast that spell. So for example, in this case, if I had this attached to my Q or my circular core blade, and I have noticed that, developer, I like the pun, then it will basically give me a bonus to then use my W, right? Because it's placing one to the right. You'll see it more in action when we start, but for now, let's take some of these simple ones. Kill one enemy, and complete one without dodging. Yeah, and obviously every time you start the game, you do have to attack our poor purple otter friend. I always wonder, what would the world be like if you had just a lot more colorations of different types of animals, or even things, right, objects. You're always so set in stone about an animal being one certain colour. I mean, it doesn't apply in all cases. Obviously, dogs are often in a lot of different colours. Cats are as well. But when I think of an otter, I always think of a brown otter. So, yeah, that would be interesting as well. Anyway, if you're wondering what I meant about the pun, basically, the way I think about it is obviously normally you think of this as circular saw blade rather than circular core blade. But obviously we've got this spirit bird following us around. So I think that's basically meant to be a pun on the fact that we have, a bird following us, and we have a lot of things that are like a talon attack or a talon, claw, wing, all that sort of stuff. It's all related to the bird. I'm just going to see if I can dodge this. I don't want to waste my core blade on this one when I can use it on the mandrill, the baboon. I'm going to see if I can charge it up before he launches his circle, and I didn't, unfortunately, but at least I got the damage off. And hopefully, I was noticing that I seem to have gotten a lot better in this game. I mean, they always say practice gets perfect, and I should probably pay more attention and look at the screen more, but at least I wasn't taking so much silly damage as I was the first time and the second time that I was playing. So anyway, let's see if we get some new skills. I've found some new spells out already, and I'd be very interested to see if we get any cool ones this time. So we did successfully complete all of those challenges, so that should give us 3 new things in here. Talismans, but no new shards. And that's because you only get shards if you have amped up spells when you kill an enemy. So for now, I'm going to take whatever gives us the most strength, plus 30%. Actually, I should... On my core blades, I'm going to put my energy blades to have... Oh, this is interesting. This should be strength plus 23%, and can you see this affects both the 2 to the right of it, and then finally we've got our E, and that's going to hit the same 2 to the right and 1. Hang on, let's see if I can get this right. How do I want to do this? I think that will work. So what we're basically saying, oh no, maybe I've got this wrong. Let me see if I can juggle these things around. So if I place this is going to then give a bonus to either our W or our E. Then if we use our E, we can just reset back to the start or choose whatever. Our W will force us to go back to the Q. So hopefully, we're now going to start getting a lot more shards, understand the game a lot more. And I'll just show you this so that everyone understands what I mean. If I use my Q, suddenly both of these are bonused. So then I can use my W. If that hits, it will push it back to the Q because there's only one slot to the left. Or I could have gone Q into E. Well, it would help if I hit the E, but then it would have let me do either my Q or my W. So, let's get some more talismans. Complete a combat zone without dodging more than 8 times. In general, I really prefer the damaging spells. Whether that's the right move, I don't know. But we've got this one. Complete one zone without taking more than 0 damage. Not sure I'll be able to do that. But we'll try. Complete the zone without dodging more than 8 times. We'll take that. I guess we can take it more than once. We've got a couple that are like that. And complete one combat zone without taking more than 0 damage. So basically, all we have to do is not dodge, not get hit, not take any damage, and we're perfect. Not making any promises there, but at least we know what we have to do. Whether we can do it or not, I don't know. This is a very small area. I've never seen something like this before, but it's interesting. And we've already taken damage. We all knew that was going to happen, to be perfectly honest. But we did it. Now, unfortunately, that was probably going to be the best chance for us not to take any damage at all. You'd have thought one enemy would be enough that I wouldn't start taking silly damage like that. But, of course, that is not the case. But at least we can now show off how the amp meters work a bit more. So, what I can do is I can hit this with an E. I obviously missed, as you can tell. But if I hit this with the W, that can start... Well, I shouldn't have said anything about getting better at this game, because obviously that has meant that I have to then miss every single spell afterwards. So we can go that, into our W, into our E, then into our W again. And all of this is game plus. And because we killed him, I believe we should have got a bonus skill or charm. Let's dodge over that. Cast our Q, cast our E. I'm not sure if it's something about how I'm doing the E, but I'm often missing with it. It's probably something on my end, but I will work it out. It's probably something to do with holding it down, because something. So we could go through. I'm actually going to use my healing now and use the bonus area. So as far as I can tell, this bonus area doesn't actually give us any benefit. Apart from it gives us more time to do some of these. So we can see if we can take no damage in the bonus room to get those last 2 talismans before the safety zone. So let's see if we can make this work. Oh, I thought that was the bird. I thought I was getting hit, and that would have lost my complete plan of not getting hit at all. We're going to try and take this a bit slow so that we don't get hit. I think it's definitely doable. It would help, and I have mentioned this before, so I won't keep going on about it, but it would definitely help if you could always see through the leaves, because it does sometimes seem to be a bit temperamental as to when you can and when you can't. Is he stunned? I think he's stunned. But there we go, we've done that. And I have, hopefully enough, turned down the volume, because I was all here planning to say that, you know, I'm a lot better at this game now, I'm going to be landing the amps all the time. And as that amp bar charges up, you will have the volume, or at least the effects volume, the music volume go up. So I'm hopeful that's better on your... Oh my god. We were doing so well then, and then I wasn't expecting an absolute curveball around the roundabout. You know, this guy's obviously been living in some European countries if he knows how to use roundabouts to that extent. But I'm now taking so much damage. On the one that unfortunately you'll no longer see because I recorded it without the screen region, I had exactly the same thing happen. It definitely is those... well, I'm going to call them the pigs or the boars. They definitely seem to do the most damage to me. If I get hit once, and then all of my brain function ceases to work, and I get hit time and time again. But anyway, here we go. We are in here. We've got 2 new spells, the Ghost Bombs. To be honest, I've used the Ghost Bombs once before, and I'm not sure how good they are. But I will take it. It's plus 36%. I'm going to connect this up, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this in this order, so it will still help us translate further on and on and on. And then we could upgrade these, so as a reminder, is you can put your useless shards in to slowly upgrade these weapons. But because we don't have enough, I'm just going to keep going. Reminder to everyone, don't forget to fill up your health potions before you go to the next area. I mean, I know there are these big arrows that I've probably been doing my best not to pay attention to while I've been doing these recordings, but they are there. And then let's see what we've got here. Have we got anything that we want? I'll pay more attention this time. I really want to do this complete 1 combat zone without taking 0 damage, because it looks like we get some good stuff from it. But it just seems unlikely, shall we say. So let's get the dodge 8 times. In fact, let's not take the dodge 8 times. Let's see, because we've got all of these set up, we know how amps work. Let's take the 2 that are to do with amps and see if we can get those both done. Well, I'm not going to fully heal because I think that would be a bit of a waste of one of the healing potions. So we're just going to dive right in. This is one of my... I've seen this once or twice before where you get like a pagoda in the middle of the area. It's probably going to be my favourite zone type, shall we say. Ooh, can I do this without taking damage? Is that bomb going to hit? Yes, it did. Okay, going well so far. Oh, okay, so sometimes there's a... You know, we always knew it was going to be a bit risky. But basically, sometimes when you're casting a spell, it does give you a period of time like that where you can't dodge roll. So that's basically what happened to me there. I couldn't dodge roll, and so, surprise, surprise, I took damage from the circle. But this time, I can dodge, so we're fine. I am missing a lot of things, so I don't think we're going to get any of our bonuses this time. There's a problem with ever saying that you think you've got the hang of the game, is you then proceed to show off on live YouTube that you definitely don't. The game will tell you more. I'm still a bit unsure about the Q, I'll be absolutely honest. Sometimes it seems to work fine, and sometimes it just doesn't seem to go off. Might be something to do with me, and sometimes I feel like I'm holding it down, sometimes I'm not. And it's probably got something to do with that. So that was me tapping it, and it didn't seem to go out, so maybe I just have to hold it down to charge it. It'd be nice if there's a bit more of a visual indicator on that. Let's see, if I hold it down like that. See, that doesn't look like it hit either, and so maybe it is just something in the game. I don't know. I feel like it's a common consensus to always blame the game for your faults. I'm sure I'm just not doing right. Use the shard instantly. Launch a projectile in the target direction. But you see, it just sparked out in the same area. So I don't know. We'll learn. We'll use our last health potion. Guess, as I said, this game is only just released, and I know the developers are continuing to work on it. What I have to say is, the boss is definitely more exciting when it doesn't glitch out partway through, as I've seen on multiple occurrences now. So we'll have to show that out more. So, I mean, we basically have a very simple combo, which is QW, QW, QW. And to be honest, that's going to probably make me make less mistakes because there's less things to think about. But it's probably not as cool to watch. Ooh, and I just overshot that. So we might try and use the bomb. I'll be honest, I don't think the bomb is the world's most useful spell. And see, it worked fine there. So maybe you have to actually be hovering over one of the enemies rather than just sort of pointing it in a direction. Ooh, nearly. Normally these bats are sort of no problem, I find, especially with these blades. These blades have fast become my favourite move. I mean, I think the core blade will always be first in my heart because I think it just looks a bit cooler. But in terms of actually dealing raw damage to the enemies, I would definitely take the energy blades. It does require you to get a bit closer, but you know it's worth it in the end. Dodge roll in and hit, and that's that one done. Now I can't remember if this is the last bit. Before the boss, and I must say I do love these frogs. They've really shown some care and attention to the details of the backgrounds of this game and make it feel alive. I mean, I wouldn't really call it the art style, I mean, though I love the art style as well. It's more how everything fits together. Let's see if we can do this without getting hit, because we said we wanted to try, and while keep our amp up as well. Let's not forget that. I want to try and kill. Normally these, nearly. That's the problem with that. If you miss that, you lose all of your amps. So sometimes it's better to do something like this where you freeze them in place first and then you get the hit. I'm not sure exactly how this one attacks. I was talking previously on the video that unfortunately will now be consigned to the waste bin, that there's two types of these what look like, I always think of them as like nine tails, or I mean obviously they only have two tails, but they remind me of like nine-tailed dogs or things like that. One of them has sort of a semicircular purple glowing indicator around them, and then the other one is that one, and I don't really know the two apart. All I know is go away from anything purple. That seems to be, apart from our friendly otter, that seems to be the best way forwards in this game. So we have a lot more options here. Mighty Spirit, that's the one that we had that was really strong last time, and similarly Splintering Mountain. So I am thinking we could try and use those again in some form. I do not like the Ghost Bomb, even though maybe it could synergize quite well with some of these. But let's try it anyway. Let's take the Mighty Spirit again. And let's see what we've got. Okay. I'm just trying to think. We need to work out ways to get back and forth. So I'm actually going to unhook everything and think about this properly this time. So I'm going to take the one that can be used any slot. It's only plus 7% damage, but it gives us a lot of flexibility. The circular core blade might go there. Or I mean, I can keep the core blade in the same place. I just need to change what it's going to hit. So I think what we'll do is we'll put this one on the core blade, because this is going to move. So basically this is giving us a lot of flexibility in terms of where we're able to go back and forth. Unfortunately, we don't have one that works in both directions. I mean, we do. It's this cooldown one. So maybe we want to slot something in here that has cooldown. So in fact, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put the Mighty Spirit, which seemed to do a lot of damage last time, with cooldown reduction. So that lets us go back and it lets us go forward. And I forgot we also have this one on the Shadow Orb. So what I'm going to do, well, maybe I'll keep that there actually. And then we want one that ideally goes backwards as much as possible. And unfortunately, I think this is the only one we have. And then we'll put the Splintering Mountain on that. So now we should have a lot of flexibility in our kit here. And then, oh, whoops, because we like this one, we're going to show off the upgrading. I'm just going to throw all of these in and try and get this as strong as possible. So when it upgrades, it gains an extra feather. I believe 4 feathers is the max. So this is currently doing 26 damage. From when I was playing earlier, I think it's like 44 damage if you get it to the end. And then, I don't know, losing amps I still don't think I'm particularly good at. We managed to do the 0 damage one, but we've got the boss coming up next, so to be honest, I think most of these are fairly unlikely. Maybe without the healing flask, maybe without using more than 26 shards, so okay, more than 26 abilities. And go on then, why not? We'll see if we can do it. I'm going to actually take the 2 that say 0 damage. Now, if I manage to do this will at least assuage everyone and make it seem like I know what I'm doing. But let's see if we can kill the boss here. Right, here we go. In we come. From what I can tell, it is always the same boss all the time. But you know, it definitely when he doesn't glitch out, he's a very fun boss. You constantly feel on your feet when you're doing this. One thing I will say, and it's worth picking up, is this boss. I was wondering what it reminded me of, and it definitely reminds me of, if anyone's ever played Dark Souls. It reminds me a bit of the Gaping Dragon, if you remember that from the original Dark Souls. Basically, it was the one that lived in the sewers, and it was very purple. Maybe slightly not safe for work, and I realised I was meant to try not to use my healing, but desperate times. And yeah, it just gives me that sort of view. So basically, after a set period of time, I don't know exactly how long, he does split into a load of different enemies, and this is what we're seeing here. And then eventually he will teleport back into being the single boss again. I'm just gonna... I did say I turned down some of the sound again. I'm just gonna... I know we're pausing it right at the hypest moment, but I'm gonna turn the music volume down even more because it sounds very loud. Sorry. Oh, I didn't save. That's why. That's better. Now you can probably hear my voice rather than it be constantly covered. I'm not sure where he's gone. I think he's got himself stuck. So this is probably my own fault now that I've worked out how the game works, but I wonder if he's stuck because I sort of went around the corner. Maybe? Let's see if I can make him move. I don't know. I think I can maybe sort this out. I think, because we can push people with the mountain, if I put this here, will this push him out? Oh! Well, it did something. It made it split into a load of enemies. Well, that's good for me, I don't know, but why can't I get through this gap? It's got a lot of damage to do that, but I kept my amps up. Okay, let's stay away from this little alleyway because it seems to maybe causing him some of the concerns. And loop back round, so at least he's fully functioning throughout. And here we go. Hopefully I'll start seeing some enemies soon. I can start casting some spells. It's a bit of a there we go. And this is probably where I instantly die because they're all attacking me. How did I miss? You know, you've got a landscape where basically everything you see is an enemy, and you manage to miss everything. Yeah. Typical. Right, I must say now I'm thinking I turned the volume down too little. Sorry, too much. But you know, we can deal with that after the boss fight. But now I'm just focused on finally showing off this boss in its full glory. But I say that they still do seem to be not moving properly, or some of them are, like the bats were. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's properly working here. But it looks like we've got a new spell, Dancing Will of the Wisps. I've definitely never seen that one before, so maybe we'll be able to try that one out. Right, let's see if we can kill this guy. We're nearly there. I'm sorry, I really want to showcase this this boss properly, and I'm not really having a good chance to do it. But we'll definitely get it. What I think we might do, we've got a little bit of time because I've done this a bit faster than I normally do, is we might be able to just squeeze in the level after this, shall we say. And then maybe we'll be able to see it work properly then. Oh, how did that miss? I'm not sure. Maybe I can't just see the bat properly. Right, is he dead? What are we waiting for? Maybe because of the slight glitch, it's actually this one that's left alive. Well, okay, yeah, so we did that. Oh, everything's gone very laggy all of a sudden. I've not seen this before. Let's see if that goes away when we go through the teleporter. Fingers crossed. We got a little load screen. Hopefully that lets it. Gives me a chance to have a quick drink of water. Yep, that sorted that out, so that was good. So as you can see, we kept all of our stats and we get to go again, effectively. So I assume all the enemies get more difficult as well. I want to try and use this Dancing Will of the Wisp because we've never seen this before. So emit a shockwave that deals 20 damage and knocks enemies back, and it surrounds you with 5 projectiles. Please tell me I'm going crazy. We definitely haven't had this because it feels a lot like the Mighty Spirit. I'm actually going to get rid of the Shadow Orb because I don't particularly like the Shadow Orb. I don't know. I feel like we're not using it very well. And then can we upgrade our blades anymore? We think we do because I think they base do 8. So we'll upgrade that to level 3. So now it's doing 32 damage. So I think it was 24 before, maybe 26. And we still got all of these spells. I mean, I'm not going to mess around too much. I'm going to try and go quite fast because we're already 18 minutes into the video and I want to try and keep this to 30 minutes. So I'll also deal with this music a bit better. So I think this is probably fine. It's just... Oh wait, hang on. I say that. I keep forgetting to press save. Because as we do amp things up, it's going to suddenly get louder. Right, so where's our Will of the Wisps? Oh, we can use them both at the same time. You know, this would normally make for good... It's a shame that I can't actually... Oh, I've stood in the traps. This is not what we want to do. But I think this guy's dead. We can heal while we're waiting for him to die. Sorry, I'm going to try and get into a bit of a better area so you can see properly, but I'm just getting the healing done first. So here's one of these 2 foxes. I believe, as I'm slowly getting used to it, this is what I'm going to call the telekinetic fox. So instead of having a little semicircle, it will have something sort of on its head, like a big sort of brain style thing. Anyway, this is all of our buffs, and then we finish off. Nicely done. I do feel like we have a good set of spells that we can cast at the moment. It's just a shame that we can't see the mountain properly. I think that's probably something on my end. Probably just a reset of the game would fix it. But when it is lagging slightly when I cast all of that. I mean, I guess there's a lot of particle effects going on the screen, so I don't really blame the game for that. But definitely feels like if it wasn't for the lag, we'd be doing pretty well here. Maybe if we kill one of the enemies, it will help with that. Maybe I won't cast our E and our R at the same time because I think that's probably what's causing it. Okay, so that was that through there. And then we'll go in. One thing I'd recommend to everyone while you're watching this and we're transitioning into this new area is please have a look at Ancient, the new game I tried on What is Ancient. It's a very cool game. Definitely if you've ever played Risk of Rain and you like that sort of game, side-scrolling, platforming, roguelike, it will definitely be right up your street because it does wear its inspiration on its sleeve, I will say that much. But it does have some like pretty unique differences between Risk of Rain and it. So I would definitely recommend trying it out. So we're sort of going through this at a much faster rate now. I'm slowly understanding how the game works. Not going to go through that teleporter because we're on a mission to see if we can fight the boss glitch-free at the end of this video. What I think I will say is, once we've done this video, this might be the last time we see Ampguard on the channel. Unless there are some new updates, I'll definitely be keeping an eye on this game and looking to play more of it if they release any additional content. But I think we've covered most of the core gameplay loop at this stage. I'm going to see if we can upgrade our plumage, and we can. So I believe 4 is the highest it will actually go. So now we need to focus on leveling up other things. And the other thing I will say is, my understanding is, when you upgrade a base level shard, so this one with 1 feather in, gives +3. If you had one with 2, it would give +4, and so on. So if that makes sense, this should give... Okay, so maybe it's not, maybe it's a bit exponential, so that 4 one would give +9. But basically, the more powerful the one that you put in, the more powerful what you're going to get out is. And then, what should I do here? I mean, are we really going to take 0 damage in a room? I'm not sure, but without using your last dodge, we seem to do that quite a lot, so I'm going to take that. And let's take without healing, because I think we can do that one as well. I don't think that's too hard. One thing you'll have to learn if you're ever playing this is the healing. It's checked when you go into the new room. So don't finish all the combat in the room, heal, and then go to the next room, because you won't get the challenge, and I've learned that the hard way before. Right. Did I already just take damage? I may well have done. We are getting a bit of lag on the screen. I'm hoping you can bear with it. It seems to be coming and going. I can't actually... Oh, there he is. There's a salamander in here. I'm going to step in that trap, aren't I? It'd be good if you could like arrest your forward momentum when you're charging, because I can't find a good way to do that. And I keep saying I'm not going to use these spells in conjunction with one another, but I keep forgetting that they're like linked in amp. So I actually would have to cast the R first, I think, in order to... If I cast the E, the only thing that it links to is my R. So there we go. We're through that one. Go over the other room. I'd be very interested to know what the developers are thinking, if they're planning to release more content for the game, where they want to see this game go, because I think it definitely has legs. It'd be nice to see a bit more variety, maybe like a new boss that you could get to, but the core gameplay loop is really, really fun, and once you've got your hand down on how the amp system works, it really feels like you're almost playing a little bit of a rhythm game, if that makes sense. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that tingle was. But yeah, it almost feels like you're playing a bit of a rhythm game, because, you know, you're trying to think, oh, you know, my Q is linked to everything, so that's fine. But then if I cast my core blade, the W, then I'm sort of not locked in, because obviously you can lose your amps. But if you cast one, you're sort of, you get bonuses from then casting the other. I must say, this boulder does a lot of damage, but there is that just general problem of you having to stand still while it charges. Right. These were the bane of my existence earlier, and I think I was saying on the previous one, they create these big circles that draw you in and do a chunk of damage. Not that I've played League of Legends for quite some time, but it definitely reminded me of Nunu, if anyone's ever played League of Legends, where he does his ult and he drags everyone in and then does a ton of damage if you're still in there by the end of it. Right, that takes us through to this zone, so we will heal up now. Use both our healing potions. We're just going to get it upgraded at this... I don't know what these things are called. I mean, these fountains... obviously Japanese-style fountains that bop up and down. Just having a look here, we've got Prepared Revenge. Now, this is something I have not seen before. Just basically a parry. If you're hit, deal damage back. I'm going to take that instead of, let's say, the Mighty Spirit, because we've seen the Mighty Spirit before, and I think we're getting a bit of lag from having all of these working in conjunction. But I think that's probably fine. We could try maybe taking the Bursting Feathers instead of the Splintering Mountain. We've just got to try mixing it up, right? I don't think there's any harm in that. Oops, sorry. And then let's just double check. We've got Q. We've seen this before. We've got our blade. I don't think we can try this out, but I guess this is the parries. Maybe as long as you hold it down. I know it does have a certain time. We've got the wisps, which always look cool. And then we've got our feathers. So, okay, I think we've got everything we need. I can't remember for the life of me if we're about to fight the boss. I think we are. So let's just take... I'm never too worried about these ones, because in the boss I don't expect to really do any of the bonuses. And then, excuse me, little rabbit friends. we have to go in. And I was completely wrong. This is not the boss. We've still got one more wave to go. But at least that lets us practice with our new spells. So, got our Q. Try and dodge this. I never know precisely how it works, but and we've used our last dodge chance. So I think once you use your last one, then it actually takes a bit longer to charge. I'll see if this is actually going to work. I bet you they're not going to... Oh, it did work. Well, at least I think it worked. I don't know if it worked. At least it seemed like I didn't take any damage, but it didn't look like I did any to them either. So, I'm not entirely sure. Okay, see if I can do it here. As I'm charging up. I don't know. It's making the charge up sound, but I don't feel like that actually charged. I took a lot of damage. I didn't see the spell. So, I don't know. We're learning though. This is all a learning process. The game has only just come out. Let's kill it with... Let's try it here. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because it went on cooldown, so I definitely used it. But I didn't see those big wings, those sort of like light wings that were coming out of me. I don't know. I don't know what the game's trying to do to me. It's trying to confuse me. I'm just conscious we'll try and breeze through this, fight the boss, and then we'll call it an end. It might be a slightly longer video than usual, but you guys deserve it. I will say if you're enjoying the content, please give us a like, subscribe, and write a comment. It's been great hearing your guys' messages and the positive feedback on this game so far. It's one of the core reasons that we're still on the channel today. So please let me know if you think you want to see more of this game after today, or whether you think we have sort of covered most of the core content loop. Because I think we have for the most part, unless I'm missing something that to be fair, the amount of time it took me to work out how these amps work, it's probably unsurprising that I'm missing something important. I'm seeing if I can parry this. I'm not sure it worked, but we tried. Okay, we're quite low on health, so I'm going to use my healing through into the other room. I think we've got one last fight, then we've got the health place, and then we will fight the boss. This is quite a big room, actually. It's got these horrible little gazelles that always... Okay, there we go. That was a successful parry, or at least I hope it was. And let's get out of the way. Just realised all the things that I can cast are on the same cooldown with each other, which is unfortunate. And then something went wrong there, I'm not sure, but I didn't cast my spell. And it's going quite well though, we're getting through this fairly quickly, I would say. Is there one more enemy? There is. I wonder if this guy's going to charge us. It's a very predictable charge. Come on. Oh, has he seen us? Let's see if we can parry it. I don't know. I don't know if it's because he was already like basically next to us when I cast that. It didn't recognise that he started to hit us because he was sort of already touching us even before then. I don't know. But anyway, that's him dead. And let's move on to the boss. One thing I'm trying to think if I'm thinking... I am... One move that you wouldn't have seen that was on our old... Oh, it looks like we may have had a crash. Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can launch the game back up and continue where we left off. Otherwise, this might be the end. Which would be a shame because obviously the whole point of this was to show the boss without any glitches getting stuck on anything. So, I'll be checking to make sure I don't lose. You can still see my screen as this comes in. There you go. We'll skip over the cutscene and we'll load the game. Where's it going to spit us out at? I don't know. Fingers crossed. Technical difficulties, everyone. As I said, the game's only just released and the developers are working on fixing some of the bugs, so bear with it. I mean, I will tell you that the actual core gameplay is worth a couple of annoyances like this. So where even are we? Are we just before the boss? Okay, this is back before we used our prepared revenge. So, I mean, we're less than 30 minutes into the video. Why don't we just push through, see if we can get this up? I think it's going to be a bit faster not to use the prepared revenge because I feel like I'm just a bit slow with it, to be perfectly honest, and we'll keep everything as we had before. So if this becomes a bit framey, then sorry, I meant to quick click out of that. Yeah, maybe it gets a bit framey, but I just want to see if we can show off the boss. So just so you're all aware, this is basically a repeat of what we just went through, and hopefully now that we've got the gist of how the game works, we can do everything a lot faster. Right. And you see, look, I'm like a professional at the moment. I say that, I am taking damage still, but we're getting... So is everyone having a good weekend so far? I must say, I've been enjoying not working today. It's been very nice. And getting to go outside a bit and walk through the air. I live basically in the edge of a city, so you can see all sorts of eclectic people as you walk around. I actually had an interesting thing that our neighbours, they have a young child. I'm all for people having children. That sounds like a really weird thing to say, but yeah, the baby's very nice. But they do always seem, and I think this is probably the case with all small children, probably small pets as well, is that it means they have a lot more litter, a lot more rubbish than if you know, at least we do as a two-person household. And we had the horrible thing happen to us where when I left the door today, there was a nappy or a diaper, I guess if you're in the States, just lying on the road in our driveway, which I was not impressed by. But you know, I'm not the most squeamish, so I picked it up, don't worry, with gloves, etc., and put it in the bin. If it does happen again, though, I will probably mention it to the neighbours, because it's not really what you want to wake up to on a Saturday morning. There we go. But yeah, so that was basically my morning, and then back to doing some more recording. I think tomorrow, so Sunday, I will be doing some streaming. So if anyone wants to catch up on that, we'll probably play some games. We might play some Ampguard, but to be honest, what I'm thinking is we might play a bit more of this game, Ancient Azul, because it was really good. And then maybe some of the sort of classics that I played when the channel first came up. Maybe some Vampire Survivors, maybe some Super Auto Pets. I know they're probably, you know, you can probably find them a dime a dozen on the streaming channels at the moment. A lot of people are playing those games, so there's the possibility that, you know, I'm competing with more people. But you know, if you want to come check it in, speak to me, it'd be good to be able to talk to people, you know, back and forth a bit more in the flesh rather than responding to comments, that's for sure. And hear what you have to say. Right, I think we are nearly done with this room. Yeah, we're done. Okay, so boss, and we did that in like 3 minutes. Okay, we're definitely getting our sea legs under us with this game. Right. What I will see, I'll have a quick look to see if there's any good weapons, but I think what we'll probably do is just upgrade the ones we have. Though saying that, we've got a lot of AoE, and we're going to be fighting one big boss. Okay, so actually, we haven't seen any of these before, so I take back everything I just said. The tornado I got in one of my earlier playthroughs, so we're going to switch that out. This is not the tornado that runs in a circle around you that we had in the first time we played. It is actually one that goes in a straight line, and then reap. What is this? Charges shield up for 1.5 seconds, launch damage. So this gives us some healing as well. I guess, even though I really like the core blade, I don't know if I can get rid of the core blade. I can't bring myself to do it. I'm going to get rid of the Mighty Spirit. I feel like the Mighty Spirit is very strong, so I probably shouldn't be getting rid of it, but I also feel like it's a bit more interesting to try some new spells out. So basically, just so you can see what it's like, this is the tornado. We fire it out and it will move things around. You know what? I'm changing my mind. I'm thinking we shouldn't take it. The main reason I think we shouldn't take it is because I am worried about the boss. And I think sometimes the glitches that happen are when the boss gets almost clipped into the side of a wall or something by a spell. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take nothing that moves the enemy. That's my hope anyway. So let's go through the bridge and let's fight this last boss. I've just double checked I've got my health potions up. I've got everything I need on fairly full charge. And let's go. Right, where is he? Charge us. I should really, you know, I've played this game long enough now that I should just know that's going to happen. But I'm hopeful that I should just get some passive healing, right, from some of our spells. Well, from some of our spells from this new reap that we just got. Oh. And then this is where he's going to split into a load of different parts. So it's a good job I'm just getting my R off cooldown, because these are a lot of AoE based spells that we can cast. See, we sort of getting in there. Oh, we took quite a bit of damage actually, but the healing really helps with from the reap, the new spell that we just got, because it means, okay, maybe I spoke too soon. I'm trying to get in there in order to deal damage with our AoEs, but I'm just going to heal up here. There's one heal, 2 heals. Oh, I'm going to dodge. Wait till it fires. Okay, now we're going to. Oh, he's just turned into the big one. So see if we can gain some health from hitting him. It's probably a good time to actually use my last health potion, just because while it's easier to dodge one person than 1,000 people, or whatever the saying would normally be. Though I guess he hits a lot harder when you do. Oh, I was hoping that would have hit. Okay. Oh. Just trying to dodge it, but here you can see you've got to pay a bit more attention if he doesn't glitch out. And I think especially when he glitches out, or has glitched out in the past, it also means that the spawns are sometimes glitching out when they spawn in. Which is obviously not really fun, right? The whole point of the game is to have fun and feel challenged. So I'm hopeful this is a lot better, and it definitely seems that way. Though I really wish I hit that. Oh no, no! Oh, come on, guys, let's run. Oh, that was close. That was close. I haven't got any healing apart from my E spell, so just trying to play it safe. See if I go around. It's maybe a bit of a coward strat, but I can get through here, I should be able to... Oh, it's just gone. Oh, he's transformed back into himself. I think. What is this? Oh, well, I used my E on it, and it disappeared, so... Probably not the right move. Okay, let's cast all our close range spells. Hit with the E. Gain a bit of health back. And fire. Okay, I think this is fine. If we can heal up a bit with our E, that is the main thing I'm thinking of anyway. And it seems to be going well. It's got quite a short cooldown. I mean, that was why I gave it the talisman I did. So when these spawn and they just launch about 1,000 projectiles, there's one enemy that, obviously these scorpion-like creatures, they are... I mean, effectively they drop a cobweb. I was trying to think of the word that can freeze you in place if you're not careful. So, but we basically healed back to full. This Reap spell definitely seems good. And if I do play again soon, I'll definitely be thinking of picking this up more frequently because, you know, as long as you can aim, which has been a challenge for me in the past, really helps us do a lot of damage. Well, not so much a lot of damage, but a lot of passive healing. We've got our other spells for damage. Ooh. Come on, time to go down, creature. Think that's him dead. Maybe not quite. Come on. Last hit. Maybe. There we go. Well done. We did it. And we got an achievement for it too. Right. Well, I'll just find the exit and then I will be signing off. If you did enjoy this content, then please drop a like, especially a comment and subscribe. I love hearing from you. It's been one of the main reasons this series has been going on so long, as everyone's been clamouring to watch a bit more of it. And let me know if you do want me to keep playing a bit more. It'll become a bit more going through the ropes, so less about explaining how the game works and a bit more maybe me talking about what's going on in my day, but that might be for the best, you know, maybe that's more entertaining otherwise. Okay, and I'm just going to skip past this, and we're back at the start again. So anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you soon.